Okay, everybody, welcome back to Giocci Day 2. We are here with Giocci and Stallbolzen for a Mega Man X run. And it looks like Giocci's stream is frozen there.
Well,
Is everything looking okay on your end there, Giocci?
yes. Let me check. In Germany, we would call it the Vorführ effect, like the show effect. It always happens when you do not need it. Let me check.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
re-establishing.
the marathon luck.
It's re-establishing. It's fine.
There we go. So Giocci just had some minor technical difficulties there, but we are back with GOC Day 2 with Giocci and Stallbolzen kicking things off with a Mega Man X run. So wasting no time, I will pass it over to you two and give us a quick 3, 2, 1 whenever you're ready for us to start the timer. And best of luck.
Thank you so much. So, Stahl, you have the honors.
The honors.
Yes,
Count?
counting me down.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Should we start right away? Yes. Okay, then let's start in 3, 2, 1, go!
Right.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Day 2 of the Game Over Cancer Marathon. This game should be known by everybody. Mega Man X. Fantastic game. We will see the 97% category today because we have 100% on Saturday, at least for us it's Saturday. What 97% means I will try to explain a little bit later. First of all, we have the lovely intro stage, and yeah, you already see the first B of the stage, and I think it was a passive.
Obviously.
Obviously, and we got a double. Well, that's bad luck.
But since
For most,
I'm like the only person on the planet who does single bonks, passive beast doesn't do not care. I do not care too much about those.
yeah, usually you try to bong these bees to pass through them and finish them off from behind, and if you're getting hit by 2 passive bees, you'll almost die. But yeah, as Giocci said, he has a 1 bonk setup, so he's still safe, has enough HP for the next trick you see right here. The test cars, they move a little bit faster. You can start the ships a tiny bit earlier, but the reason you want to bonk them is to get down to 3 HP. You will see in any second why. First of all, nice ship positioning. And now we have scripted fight versus Weil. We can't beat him, that's why we need 3 or less HP. And
What was
I
that?
think he went to McDonald's.
And I didn't get a cheeseburger.
If Weil wants, he can go off screen and it like walks back to you. It takes minutes. Yeah, I think it's still okay. We beat the intro stage, and yeah, 97% quick explanation. For 100%, usually you get all the upgrades like the dash boot, buster upgrade, and all kinds of items, be hearts and sub tanks. In 97% you get all these things as well, but you don't get the Hadoken. That means we don't have to do the wizards in Armadillo to get the Hadoken. The downside of it is you can't use the Hadoken in the Sigma stages, therefore it's under any percent after the 8 merits.
The upside
nonetheless-
is nothing.
Fancy category, that's the upside.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, you always go to Penguin first, obviously, because you want to get the dash boots to go fast in a speed run. Wow, what a surprise!
Yeah, the game, like the run really starts with getting the dash boots, because before that you can see me walking a lot, And as soon as we get the dash boots, our movement will completely change, and we obviously will use the dash boots whenever we can, as often as we can, which literally is all the time. And
So
now the
finally
real
we have
run
boots
starts.
Now the real run starts, exactly. You see Giocci skipping some enemies, destroying some enemies. The thing right here, you see there's the hard upgrade, the hard tank, but we can't get it for now. We will come here later. That's our only revisit we have to do. Nice snowball section. And now the first big RNG boss of the game, Chill Penguin. He can slide on the ground, and when he does it, you can't do anything. You want to have these ice breaths, where you can put in some, most of the damage, dash lemons or charge shots. Dash lemons are if you're like dashing and shooting a lemon, it deals 2 damage instead of 1. And yeah, we try to pump as much damage as possible into Penguin as fast as possible.
Ooh, good fight.
And you also try to be in the center of the screen, because Mega Man always walks there to make his pose, his celebration pose. And next up is the Kubenga stage. In 97% you have three different possibilities to go, just like 100%. Either you go to Storm Eagle first, which is like most people call it the beginner's route, because you don't have any fancy tricks. For Eagle third and Chameleon third, you have to go here after Penguin, because we want to get the boomerang to do fancy stuff. And to not do a revisit in this stage, we will try to do a trick called the Iceless Jump.
Very infamous trick.
Yeah. I don't want to go too much into detail, but basically Mega Man can jump off walls when he's like visually not touching the walls, kinda. He usually, if you like standing next to a wall and you jump from it, it looks like he's jumping from the inside. But if you go a little bit more to the right, he can jump up right at the edge of a wall, and that makes us possible to barely reach the ledge with the heart there. And it's precise, very precise, and most of the time very annoying for many runners. Let's see. A little bit high, I guess.
Third try. That's good.
Well done.
So the idea of the jump is like to barely touch the wall when we are like when we have the wall in the back. That works because the mechanics of the game let us dash kick a wall when we're 7 pixels away. That's like the magic word, and because of that, this works.
Yeah, second boss of the game, Kubenga. We can get him into like a dancing loop, the tango, until he reaches 50% of his life points. He will always try to hook you up. If you're lucky, like Giocci is now, he gets the almost infinite tango. Yes, he got it already.
Longest dance possible.
Yeah. So usually, in most cases, he will just start teleporting left and right. But in this case, we got very lucky. But now we get the really tough tricks. The one-shot tricks. Isis, you can try all day, but the next one, you basically only have one try.
Yeah, let's see.
And the technique there, it's called a phantom grab. I will try to explain it after we saw the trick itself.
Let's see.
Let's see, yeah. First drop.
Nice.
Nice.
And that worked perfectly. Nice.
So that is what we call a phantom grab. if you collect an item with the boomerang, when the very next frame, a grabbable, quote-unquote, grabbable item will spawn into the memory. This item will spawn in your boomerang instead of the position where it should be. And yeah, in this case, you get the heart upgrade, the heart, which we usually would. Usually you have to beat Octopus first to get the water into this cave. But yeah, we just skipped that. And this trick is very tough. And only the top runners of this game do this. And yeah, now we also got the armor.
Which is a big advantage over the other routes we have, because usually without the phantom grabbing we go this stage at 8th position, so the gap where the heart would have been is flooded with water, but since we like grabbed it into the boomerang, we can now already do it as a 3rd stage and get the armor way earlier, which like enables a few more tricks later. We can play boss fights better and stuff. So it's overall a really cool addition to the run. Makes the run easier.
But the biggest advantage of this trick is you get the C-stick, which is useful in many cases. The most important one, I would say, is the next boss fight we will see. The boss fight we will see in the next stage, because Storm Eagle has also big RNG factor to it, and with his weakness, we can shorten this fight by a lot. And even if we get bad RNG, we don't lose that much time if we would have to fight him Buster only. And after getting the weapon upgrade, you can also charge this weapon to get to become invulnerable and also be able to skip a lot of enemies. We can just dash through them. Plus, we kind of save some frames because the flickering doesn't make some. Don't make these dash sprites, so we save also a little bit there. But yeah, mainly the next boss fight is the biggest purpose of getting Chameleon third. And right now we will see the next Pendant Breath. Let's see if Giocci can get it.
Nice.
Yes, easy every time. This is so-called Magic Carpet, same technique as the Phantom Grab in the Chameleon stage. In this case, you grab one of these platforms you can stand on. Yes, you can also grab these, like at least in the game code. You can also grab stuff like boss doors and other fancy stuff we can't use in this game, in this category, but we can use this platform to ride across half of the stage and saving a lot of time by doing so. And yeah. Ooh. Very, very nice looking trick.
that looked way better than it was. that second part of the carpet was really wonky, but it still worked. That does matter.
Yeah.
Like that is what matters.
Even if you get this magic carpet, you can still like mess it up big time. If you, like, getting too low on the E-Tank, you will despawn it, and despawn also all kinds of other platforms, and then you have to walk back to a certain point to reload all these enemies and stuff like that. But everything worked very well, and basically the run is like good to go from here on. Nothing major can happen anymore for like all the 8 maps. And yeah, you will see the eagle is diving, but with C-Sting we deal 3 damage, so we can skip a lot of dives we usually would have to take by doing this fight Buster only.
And this is the big route divergence, because usually in the route that is playing Eagle after Kuwanger, where you only have the Phantom Grab for the carpet, you play this fight with Buster. And when you play it with Buster, you make so much less damage because you only deal 2 instead of 3 damage. So the fight is longer, and he gives you more opportunities to dive. And every dive is like 1 second that you lose. And if you like think of 1 second in a 40-minute run, that is insane.
Oh, speaking of, nothing can go wrong anymore. Yeah, well, if you break the bottom of these blocks and fall down, you have to get a death to respawn them, because otherwise you can't reach the platform anymore.
Yeah, that is my favorite thing to do whenever I have a run on really good paces.
Can happen, but usually they don't. And also, what big upside to get the boomerang, you can grab this E-tank with boomerang and don't have to break the blocks. There's also one phantom grab for the heart in this stage, but it's very optional.
Nice, got the mini
save a
clip.
second at best or so, like if you get it. But I mean, phantom grabs always look cool, so you want to get them all. There's also one later in the game which can save around about 5 seconds depending on when you try it.
Yeah, but we're like, this
but
is
it's
the
also
one I'm
more
not opting
optional.
for. That's the
Yeah.
one I'm not opting for.
Flame Mammoth, you start the fight with the Dash Lemon, deal 2 damage, and then you try to hit his head with the tornado shots for 2 ticks of damage. Because if he jumps up, you can still get 1 extra hit in. Yeah, easy peasy fight.
Very nice.
Yeah, looks good so far.
Woo. Now we have
we
everything on the run.
Yeah.
Now we
I
can
think
relax
now
for a few stages.
You do the hard revisit now, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. As I said, we have to do 1 revisit in this game. The penguin heart. You need the flamethrower to open this igloo thing. Why we do it like that? At this point, we have the charge ceasing now. We do see now again why it's so useful. You can just dash through most of the enemies, and makes it a little bit easier and faster. And of course, we need the flamethrower to open up the heart. And then we have a little bit easier time to menu through the bosses. Makes it also a little bit quicker. There we have the heart. And 97%, as I said, requires to get all the hearts, all the tanks, and all the upgrades. 1% is like also getting the token. Spark Manual, best stage in the game music-wise, I would say. But
Definitely.
It's very tough to not make any mistakes. The movement is very tough, in my opinion. But also one benefit, as you can see, the charge ceasing again. In this hallway you have these flying light bugs. You really want to try to hit them as soon as they are on screen, otherwise you will have a lot of lag.
Ooh, that was close.
The Slimer here taking 2 charge tornadoes and 1 normal tornado. There's a possibility to bait him down and pump him with the boomerangs, for example. But that strat Giocci did is also more than fine for it. So we got the E-Tank in this stage. The next one we also get a hard upgrade. And this right here is called the Paul Hut grab. You saw the boomerang taking a quad swing at the very last moment. Visually it looks like you won't get the heart, but it still like kind of grabs it off screen, and you don't have to stop or climb the wall on the right side, sorry. So you can just continue through the stage and also getting the heart. Very nice. So this fight here, Mandel has one big advantage with the armor. You can dash into his hitbox if you want, and creating all these shrapnels of the ice shot, which makes it easier to hit him with the exact moment his iframes expire. His iframes actually expire before his like frozen image will despawn, so he can hit one shot before he starts moving again. But other than that, you just in infinite freeze him and makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, now we go to Armadillo stage.
And this time we only see one run through the stage. In Hondo,
Yeah.
that is the big difference. We would like run several times through the stage because we need the heart. We need the one revisit point in order to get the Hardo. But since we one too far. But since we do not do that, I need to get the E-Tank right now because I do not have the opportunity to come back later.
Now, this spot eating right there is the last possibility to do a phantom grab, so-called booty grab. You slide down the wall, and if you get lucky with the drop and have the right position, you collect the boomerang with your backside, and also loading the E-Tank into your boomerang and therefore collecting it. In 100%, getting it first try is a big time save. Even if you get it in the second try, is also a nice time save. But it's like not that easy to get, and most people just skip the attempt so they don't lose time by not getting the booty. Amadou is also one of those bosses who can really screw you up.
Yeah.
He will always start the same, but then it's completely RNG if he like instantly opens again, or you can like roll forever around the room. Let's see.
Thanks. Thank you.
Jinxed it. It can be worse. It's still not good, but it can be way worse. Usually you want to get he bonks on the left wall and instantly opens up. That's the pattern you want to have.
Nice.
But other than that, you hit him with spark shots.
You jinxed it.
No.
No.
The RNG was predetermined.
Oh, of
I
course.
start,
Of course.
yeah, when you enter into stage, all the RNG is all,
Yes.
set.
Of course. Keep telling
last-
that to yourself.
Last stage, launch octopus. Also benefits from the armor. Yeah, sometimes. There are some strats where you can benefit from using the armor. Usually you don't want to bonk all the bosses because they do a lot of damage, but with the armor, you can't really die if you're like know what you're doing. It's almost impossible. Charge these thing again. These submarines, you can like with a certain rhythm you can mash the sea sting while you're standing inside of them. We have 2 of these sub-bosses. Basically, this stage, well, you can say it has 4, or maybe this ship could be a 5th, I don't know, but basically you have 4 extra bosses, kinda.
Yeah, it's a mini boss mania here. Definitely.
Yeah. Very strange. Getting the ship, destroy the ship, opening this path. You have the first Ouroboros, I think it's the name, the sea snake. Keep in mind this image because you will never see it again. The second one you can basically kill off-screen, not really off-screen, but it's still underground. But the hitbox is already there, so you can hit it with a charge tornado and just continue. Just like that. And this is the octopus. Also, like, very annoying sometimes. He can start his whirlpool attack, where you can't attack him anymore. So you have to wait until he comes out, or you can jump into him with the fire wave, because the fire wave like
Very
has
good.
Frame damage, and you have to like mash. You can mash out, and the fire wave simulates it. But in some cases, you can soft lock the game, or not the game, the fight,
The
and
fight.
you die. Yeah, the fight, not the whole game, but the fight, and you will just die. Can't do anything about it. But hey, we got lucky this time.
Yeah, but we will see him again, unfortunately.
Yeah, we have one more try to mess this up.
Unfortunately, we will see all but one boss, like optimally, all but one boss once more.
So, except 100%, we just start with the Sigma stage now. From here now on, it's you can call it any percent with upgrades. This one here is called The Leap of Faith, and it was close.
Nah, that wouldn't have
Dangerous.
worked. That would not have worked.
Yeah, you can barely make the right green platform in the first cycle, quickly climbing up. But it's very risky, and since it's a marathon, you don't really need to take all the risks. There's also a new thread, Optifly, which is like
Another phantom
a little
grab.
bit more popular lately. Yeah, it's another magic cup kind of thing. But it's kinda new, quote unquote kinda new. So next fight, while part 2, we took extra damage on purpose again, because guess what? We can't beat Weil. We can't still beat him, and to make it even worse, our rescuer Zero got trapped into the cave. But well, Zero flew off screen. I think you saw it. But oh no, Weil is still alive. That's not good. But Mega Man's like changing to Super Saiyan mode and getting full health again. Usually you would just hit him with the Hadouken, which one-shots everything. But we will just use his weakness, the rolling shield. And easy peasy. So Zero is not completely dead. Oh, no, he's dead. You will never see him again until X2. So, this climbed right here. You can make the climb with one charge of Sea Sting.
I'm very sorry. I'm seeing my stream had a little lag again, but fortunately
Usually
it wasn't too long.
Usually that one bonk would be devastating because we need full HP for the Hadouken, but yeah, we don't need full HP, and we can all use all the weaknesses on the bosses. Like the homing torpedo.
Okay, that was a bad fight.
And yeah, next up is the last boss of the first stage. Unlike the other games, there's no boss rush room. The bosses and refights are like connected with stages, but they all have like one extra boss at the very end. And this right here is Bow Spider. If Bow Spider decides to mess around with you, he will throw little babies at you, which can damage you. Other than that, you see all these green sprosses, these green lines, and the spider will always cross them. So your task in this fight is to predict or like to evaluate where he will go down, because you can only hit the spider at the very bottom of the screen, and the spider gets faster every time it takes damage. So at the very end, it's very fast. Tough to predict, but all good. Good fight overall. Yeah. That was Sigma 1. Next up,
The casino.
Yeah, the casino stage is
Big
starting
casino.
now. The refight with Chill Penguin. Usually it's like the best thing in the run because you can take revenge on him. But this time you have again to count on him to not slide all the time. But it's okay.
We now have
We
the
his
fire
weakness
wave.
now. We have the fire wave now. Yeah. Deals more damage, I think, but the downside of this is it's more likely to get slides after hitting him with the fire wave, as far as I know. But if you're lucky, you can put in a lot of damage with the fire wave, and also
Yeah, we are not that lucky.
not lucky exactly. sometimes you can also finish off the phase or like the rhythm with the charged fire wave thing, which can do a double hit. But it's okay. We have this small hallway coming up now. Using the next set of C's thing. You usually want to be a little bit more careful with the weapon. Because you have basically 2 bosses weak to this weapon. Plus you want to use this weapon to get through all the stage fast. So you can't really miss any of these shots. Other than that, you are a risk of having not enough seasting for the final boss fight. I mean, if this happens, you can still buster him.
Yeah.
No big deal.
But I think, I don't know 100% for sure, but I think it works out just fine. If I don't if I don't waste any shots, I think I still have, I have exactly enough ammo to do this fight. I'm not 100% sure, so let's see.
Yeah, and 100% this boss fight is really annoying because you see these green eyes, and this is the worst RNG you can get in 100% because you want to use the Hadoken on both eyes. The blue eye always goes to your position, and if you start up the fight with the blue eye, you can just Hadoken the eye. In this case, it's all okay-ish, I guess. Green eye is still bad because you can only do one attack. You can only hit him once. It's annoying, but the fight was still overall good. And yeah, Sigma 3 coming up. There's the one skip right at the start, the Armadillo skip. You can skip the entire boss fight. Let's see if Giocci can pull it off. Yes. So you make this ice flat walking close to the door, and the ice that pushes you through the door, and therefore the camera still is at the bottom, kind of at the bottom, and therefore the boss trigger doesn't. Yeah, you don't trigger the boss and just walk through the stage. You can still spawn the boss after the room, but then you can just walk away. You don't need to fight him.
Yeah, and he's kind of glitched out if you spawn him later. That's very fun to see. So if you ever wanna see something weird, try the glitch. It's very easy. Try the boss door glitch and then walk back and trigger the boss. It's like a glitch sprite, very, very funny.
So refight with Mandel here. Just pump some icelets, some ice into him, shotgun ice. And you will see again, you can, even if he's still frozen, you can get 1 extra damage in before he moves. Easy fight. Last big RNG fight in this run. Refight with Launch Octopus.
He's the real final boss, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, in any and in 97, he's the real final boss.
If you didn't get any Whirlpool's suck attacks in the first fight, you will get them now, most likely. But not until now. He will just jump around, shoots his homing torpedoes.
He likes game over cancer. Octopus likes game over cancer. I always have good RNG when it comes to Octo and GLC.
Feels lucky, man.
Yeah.
Last section here, a little bit laggy, but short passage. Flame Mammoth for the last Maverick refight, and well, he's still a nobody. If you're
Nice, he screamed again. So he can turn the conveyor belt to the left or the right, and if he shouts the sound of his people, if he screams at once, the conveyor belt will move to the left. And we have to dash back and lose like a second. But he did it again, so the conveyor belt went back to the right.
T-Rex fight coming up. This, well, kind of strange looking tank. Only the top side is damageable.
Okay.
In any blend, it can be tricky. In bad cases, you're getting crushed by the mouthpieces. But we have the armor, we have a lot of HP. No big deal. Just pump him with some boomerangs. And we are up now on the final stage. Sigma has, you can call it 3 phases. First of all, he will send his little dog at you. Then Jedi Sigma will try to slice you open with his lightsaber, and then we have a little he has a little surprise left. I think that's also a big benefit from this category. Doing this category, you will hear the Jedi Sigma song in full length. In 100%, you will just harder him right away, and
Doggo!
you only hear the first 4 or 3 seconds of the song.
Doggo was trolling us.
Yeah, Doggo was trolling us. Now Sigma's like, okay, I have to do it all by myself, and there he is with his big lightsaber. If he's charging directly at you, you can try to hit him, but usually you stick to the left wall, and if the spark shot hits the wall, it will kind of split up, and you can hit him when he's like touching the wall, or you can just try to hit him when he's crossing the screen. And yeah,
Final
this
boss
is his
time.
ace. He just became a wall. With
Oh no, you're a wall now!
The only boss you can't hurdle in this game. You have to hit him with the rolling shields or a full charge buster shot, but this one takes forever.
Oh.
So we just will hit him with the rolling shields. Time will come up on the last hit, which is very soon. One more hit, and it's time.
Nice! Time. Ooh!
Nice run.
And that was
Very nice
actually an actual PB on the run.
All the good point. Everything worked. Fantastic run. All the tricks.
Whew.
Especially 3-3 is always nerve-wracking, I would say, and magic carpet.
Yeah, definitely.
And even the third try ice is also very good.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great run. I actually did my first sub. I did my first sub 36 in this route ever. And
What was the time on your splitter?
35:56.
50. Oh, that's very good.
Yes.
I think it's like 15 seconds or so slower than your actual PB or so.
No, my actual Hondo PB. This is
Yeah,
like
yeah, Hondo
a real. This is a real route PB, like the 97% PB. Whew, that was
Well done.
really good.
Well done.
Really good. Whew.
Awesome run, guys. That was a blast to watch, and congrats, Giocci,
Ooh,
on the
thank
PB.
you so much. So funny,
So-
actually, everything worked. Like every crazy trick worked, like the phantom grabs worked, and everything else worked. That was so amazing. I call it the game over cancer buff.
Exactly. I know we had the little stream hiccup there at the start.
Yeah.
But we went off and you flew through that. Congrats on the PB.
Thank you so much.
So we won't waste any time here, and we'll get going with our next run. Thanks again, Giocci, for that amazing run, and Stahlbolzen for that commentary.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be back with more Mega Man, so make sure not to go anywhere.
Hey.